Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you all, Sister Ellie? It's nice to see you. I thought I'd do a bit of a reading. It's a beautiful day out there. It's a little bit breezy, so I'm just taking in the air. And I just thought I'd read a passage from my book, Nubian Minds, in its essay form. Okay. And I was looking about people being healed in different ways, people finding healing in different ways, and not everybody being like measured to the same subscription or prescription even, and having certain difficulties in finding the correct dosage and the correct medicines has been quite a trial so far in my own production of cells. However, we carry on and we move on. And we give thanks for life, and glad to see you all here. Very good. So I just thought I'd read a passage about people finding their own methods of healing, ways that can magnify maybe the healing process and make it happen a bit more quickly. Hope you can see me. Beautiful sky out there. Beautiful. Yes, wonderful day it is. Okay. A psychotic person may indeed be going through an emotionally or physically hard period within their lives. When a psychotic episode appears or a marked difference in behaviour occurs, a person's speech and actions signify what would not automatically be known about this person, who may be acting oddly. Persons going through traumatic circumstances attract labels such as mad or a bad person. What can be done to move on, to help further alleviate the growing numbers of sick individuals? Ways of integrating thoughts and cultural needs is an area which needs constant attention, in the health field, and needs to be readdressed regularly. In the next section of this essay, we will look briefly at ways forward and finish with a brief conclusion. So with my essays, I always like to have a part where there's ways forwards. Are we just talking about the most awful situations of life and then thinking, okay, well, we've got no way forwards though, let's not think about it? No, let's think about it, because I think life moves on and has it moves. It's just different, isn't it? Always, nobody's ever in the same position. So life moves on, and we always need ways forward, which is great. Right. The information presented shows clearly that although man can judge and categorize a person's stability / instability through counseling sessions and DVSM manuals, making the person better or bringing them to normal levels of integration, we still arrive at the conclusion that you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. And so this is again about variation of people. So one form of schedule or idea or practice with one group could work greatly, and with another group it might not work so well. And this is about leading the horses to water. And I suppose everyone drinks a different water maybe. Thus, the psychoanalyst may be said to listen to his patient, to talk to him. His special skills are his self-discipline and self-awareness, his critical and inquiring attitude, and his ability to understand and decode the patient's communications and meanings of his mental illness. Now, I know it says he a lot, but in a lot of books they do quote the person speaking as always being a he. In my case, even though I've trained to be doing some work in the area of psychoanalysis, then it's always he. And I did do an essay one time from a woman called Simone de Beauvoir, and she did an essay called The Second Sex, because it's like the females are always at the back. So any kind of information being presented in scientific or medical manuals, the phrase he is always there. So with the psychoanalyst being said to listen to his patient, or with listening to her patient, then and the special skill that we have is self-discipline and self-awareness and an inquiring attitude. And then we have to decode a patient's communications and the meaning of the mental illness. So it's like the mental illness must be attached to something somewhere, whether it be physically, a physical trauma that happened, a mental trauma that happened, a process of growing up, a process of even being an adult and interacting within a certain space and time in your life. There's many issues that could lead us to be wanting some mental strength from another person and bouncing off each other. So I wrote, in order for the analyst to decode a patient's thoughts and actions, they must first know how to do this, using mental keys of knowledge to unearth as much information in order for the good of the patient. Therapists would receive help from another or group of therapists, thereby opening up his insight into merged ideas and resolutions. Discussing differences between patients must produce different ideas on forms of treatment. For example, Marianne Chase, 1896 to 1970, is commonly acknowledged as the founder of dance movement therapy. For Chase, movement was communicative in other respects, since muscular activity expressing emotion is the substratum of dance. So that's one of the main things of dance, isn't it? Moving your body and being communicative in your action. Since dance is a means of structuring and organizing such activity, it might be supposed then that dance could be a potent means of communication for the reintegration of the seriously ill patient. Hence, the patient doing dance therapy will need to find coordination, and this leads into the fact that movement gets us closer to where we want to go, whether we want to go or not. It also helps the body become subtle and flexible. Mental illness patients, such as schizophrenics in particular, seem at home with the symbolic language of movement, whereas they often cannot communicate through words, nor benefit from verbal interpretations. The camouflage of movement symbol makes it easier for these patients to express their needs, feelings and desires. Dance as a physical expression of an emotional state and as a mode of interpersonal communication is therefore in its very essence symbolic. A person's expression of self through dance not only gives the person control, but an outlet that will be used in and out of sessions. So dance is something that we can do to keep ourselves fit, to keep ourselves well, to express our emotions, to the vibration of the music going through us, and also keeping us in balance. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you like that. And I might just go out and have a dance actually. Alright, take care. Speak very soon. Bye.